Growth is expensive, and loneliness is the cost. Nobody tells you this, but growth is expensive. Sometimes the price is loneliness. There's a part of self-improvement that almost nobody warns you about. It's not because it's rare, but because it's uncomfortable to admit. When you start changing your life, you might start feeling alone. Not because you did something wrong, not because you're becoming arrogant, not because people suddenly hate you, but because the path of growth naturally separates you from the version of life that most people stay trapped in, and that separation can feel like loneliness. At first, growth sounds exciting. You imagine the results. You imagine the globe. You imagine being healthier, stronger, calmer, more focused, more successful. You imagine finally getting out of the cycle you've been stuck in. But then the real work starts, and you realize something quickly. Most of the work is done alone. It's done in silence. It's done when nobody's watching. It's done when you don't feel motivated, and you still do it anyway. It's done in the early mornings, when everyone else is asleep. It's done late at night when other people are relaxing. It's done on weekends when other people are hanging out. It's done on days when you'd rather take the easy way out. And that's where the loneliness shows up. Because while you're building discipline, other people might not understand why you're acting different. You stop going out as much. You stop wasting time. You stop doing the same things that used to fill your days. You start saying no more often. Start protecting your energy. Start focusing on goals that other people don't take seriously yet. And slowly, your life starts to look different. But in the beginning, it doesn't look like success. It looks like distance. It looks like you're missing out. It looks like you're alone. That's why this part hurts. Because you're making sacrifices before you get results. You're changing before anyone celebrates it. You're doing the hard work before anybody respects it. You're paying the price up front. And the price isn't always money. Sometimes the price is comfort. Sometimes the price is time. Sometimes the price is consistency. And sometimes the price is loneliness. That's the hidden cost of growth. Because growth doesn't just change what you do, it changes what you tolerate. It changes what you want. It changes what feels normal. You stop being entertained by the same distractions. You stop feeling satisfied with excuses. You stop wanting a life built around comfort. And when that happens, the people who live in that comfort might not connect with you the same way anymore. Not because they're bad people, because you're moving in a different direction. Direction matters. Sometimes you can be in the same room as people and still feel alone because you're not on the same path anymore. You're not chasing the same goals. You're not thinking the same way. You're not building the same life. So even if you're surrounded by people, there can still be a quiet loneliness in your growth. And that loneliness can be heavy. It can make you question yourself. It can make you wonder if it's worth it. It can make you miss the old version of life, not because it was better, but because it was familiar. And that's the hardest part. Familiar pain feels safer than unfamiliar progress. That's why some people go back. They go back to old habits, old routines, old distractions, old friends, old patterns, not because they want to be stuck, but because they don't want to be alone. They would rather be comfortable and unhappy than alone and improving. And that's real. That's why growth is expensive. It asks you to hold the line when no one understands. It asks you to keep going when you don't get support. It asks you to do the hard thing without company. If you can do that, you become stronger than most people, because most people can handle discipline when they have encouragement. Most people can handle sacrifice when they have an audience. Most people can handle effort when they feel seen. But can you handle growth when it's quiet? Can you handle the grind when nobody's clapping? Can you handle consistency when you feel alone? That's the real question, because that's the season that builds you. That's the season where your mindset gets sharper. That's the season where your standards rise. That's the season where your identity changes. And it's painful, but it's powerful. Because loneliness doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. Sometimes loneliness means you're doing something rare. It means you're not following the crowd. It means you're not living on autopilot. It means you're willing to outgrow your old habits. It means you're building a life that takes focus. And focus is lonely sometimes. Not forever, but sometimes. Because at the beginning, you might lose people. You might lose connections. You might lose the easy version of life. But if you keep going, you gain something bigger. You gain self-respect. You gain discipline. You gain control over your choices. You gain confidence that doesn't depend on other people. You gain a version of you that can handle pressure, handle boredom, handle discomfort, and still keep moving. And eventually, you also gain new people. People who match your energy. People who respect your growth. People who live with standards. But you don't meet those people if you quit early. You meet them after you become that person. That's why the lonely season matters. It's not meant to break you. It's meant to build you. Because the truth is, growth requires separation. It requires distance from distractions. It requires saying no to what everyone else says yes to. It requires choosing the long road while others take shortcuts. And that comes with a cost. So if you're in that season right now, if you feel alone, hear this clearly. You are not being punished. You are being prepared. This is not the end of your story. This is the part where you become someone new. So don't run back to the old life just because it's familiar. Don't shrink your goals just because others don't get it. Don't abandon your future just because the present feels lonely. Keep building. Keep showing up. Keep doing the hard things alone. Because one day what feels lonely right now will feel like freedom later. And the person you become from this season will be worth everything it cost you. Growth is expensive. And sometimes the price is loneliness. But if you pay that price now, you'll live a life later that most people never earn. If this message hit you, take a second to reflect. What's one area of your life where growth has made you feel alone? And if you're still building through that season, subscribe and stay with FrameUS. You're not behind. You're becoming.